Son of a bitch.
Brothers don't shake hands. Brothers gotta hug.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Because you are my friend.
Hey guys, and welcome to episode 5 of Super Enabler Bros Show. I'm Jason of Corpse Flood Gaming, accompanied by my excellent co-host, Chris, the old ass retro gamer. What's up, buddy?
Not much, man! What the hell?
All right, well, it's sooner than I think we've ever done an episode, so it's good to be
Last
back.
episode was the longest space between episodes, and this is the shortest space between episodes.
We got to keep you guessing.
Yeah.
Who knows when we'll be back?
Unpredictability, it's a thing.
Yeah, I think we figured out a thing where we can consistently do episodes, so I'm loving it.
It's happening.
Yeah, well, what have you been up to in the short time since the last episode?
I've actually been playing some games.
That's good. That's good.
I know it's a shocker, right? Come on.
I'm just reflecting on it like it's my memory.
We need to make a meme out of that, just Jason. Remember when Chris played those games that one time?
Positive reflection. Sweet. Well, what have you been playing?
Well, last time I think I talked about in my pickups that I had picked up Maneater, and I played through all of it.
Awesome.
Only game I've ever 100% completed. Out of all the modern games that have the achievements or the trophies or whatever, it's the only game I've completely completed.
Got the 1,000 of 1,000.
Yeah,
it's funny. Some of them require a lot. Some of them require very little. Some don't even require you beat the game.
yeah. It's just like you play the game, and basically by playing the game, you unlock all of them.
That's awesome because I'm thinking stuff like Undertale. I got the platinum in Undertale, and I was like, I'm not even near the end of the game yet.
You already platinumed it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was one of the easiest platinums I've gotten.
This is a pretty easy.
There's usually at least.
I wish they were as easy as it was with this.
Yeah, they're really hit and miss. There's no consistency. I always thought when I started playing 360, and they added in achievements, I was like, all the ones I played at first took a good amount of time, and then my buddy was talking about Avatar. He's like, "You got 2 minutes, you can get the full 1,000." I was like, "No way, man!" I didn't believe him, and I don't play games for achievements, but I just play games I want to play, obviously. So he's like, "Oh no!" He's like, "I'll show you, man." And he popped it in, and just because I didn't believe him, if you can get I think it's a 50 hit combo, you can get the full 1,000 on that game, and you don't even have to beat the first level. But the first level apparently is the easiest spot to do it, and I was like,
and that's the hardest achievement to get.
Oh yeah. It's all I think, it's all just combo. I think all of it is combos. I think there's only 5 achievements for it.
Probably every time you beat a stage, you get a achievement.
No, not even. You don't even need to beat the first stage. It's you just push air, and you get, and you guys are like, ooh, ooh, ooh.
I still haven't played it.
And then you get easiest game.
Maybe I'll do that tomorrow.
When I did my record run, it's the first game I threw in because I knew it would be the quick in and out with that one.
Avatar, the quickening.
Pretty much. I've never played the actual game because I'm not really into Avatar.
I have it. I just haven't played it.
I think I have 3 or 4 Avatar games. I don't know why. Yeah. They just show up with other stuff. And I'm like the PCA of games. I won't turn it away. It needs a home.
But anyway, Manhunter.
Yeah.
Or Maneater. I keep on calling it Manhunter.
So, spoiler alert for our pickups part, but I also got Maneater, and I'm currently playing it.
I thought it was a lot of fun. I'm
enjoying it a lot. It's definitely really reminiscent of the PS2 Jaws games.
Yes, that was Jaws Unleashed is pretty fun. That was made by the same people who made the remake. The remake.
The remake, is that
when they released
the pimp game?
Yes. of Echo the Dolphin on the Dreamcast. Same people made that, did Jaws. So that's why it kind of plays the same, and it's very similar to this too.
And they did Ultimate Predator too.
Did they?
Is that a different one?
Which one?
Ultimate Predator.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, shit. I should have done
But
the research.
game's fucking beautiful in 4K, especially. It's like colorful as hell, except when you're in the swamp at the first level. It's all murky and shit.
Yeah, and it's really shallow.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
I guess
hard to do
starting
anything.
area. Yeah, it's starting area. You'll beat yourself by accident just thinking, oh, that's just like some algae.
Yeah, no.
What's the
Oh,
beach?
that's dry land.
Damn it, Bayou. They must get sharks washing up on shore all the time, just thinking they were going through the water.
I know, right?
But
Yeah, it's a lot of fun playing as a shark and just eating random things and getting into fights and jumping around looking for license plates and
at
like
first,
collectibles
gators,
and stuff.
yeah, at first gators are total dicks. So
Yeah, yeah, yes, he is. Yes,
Yeah.
But when you get to the final boss, you'll be like, it's a cakewalk.
yeah, the final
You're
boss
gonna
is a
be
cakewalk. Just like, well, yeah, I'm a couple hours into it now, and I've been.
What are you? What size are you?
I'm just about. I think
Are
I'm
you adult or are you?
I'm adult now.
Okay.
Adult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait till you get mega.
I cannot wait because it was basically they did the classic thing where you start the game with all the powers
Yeah.
and then you get depowered somehow. Don't it's I'm loving the controls. I'm loving the exploration's pretty fun actually.
Yeah.
Like,
It's fun to just look around, see what's around there.
yeah, so it's
Which is why I unlocked everything, because that's exactly what I did. I ended up finding everything.
I love the presentation too. They present it like it's a Deadliest Catch, reality show type thing.
Yep.
And Chris Parnell does like the narration.
He is hysterical.
And if you don't know who Chris Parnell is, he's an SNL alum, and he's
Archer.
Jerry from he's from Archer, and he's Jerry from Rick and Morty.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, his sarcastic narration and like shark facts are pretty funny.
It's funny. And then there's like these locations that you can find that are like a part of the collectibles too, and like a lot of them are pop culture references from movies that had to do with water.
Yeah,
like I found Pennywise from It locked up in a sewer. You find SpongeBob SquarePants' Pineapple House. You find the portal from Pacific Rim where all the kaiju were coming out of. It's so funny. There's so much funny stuff going on in that game. And that was what kept me wanting to play it. I wanted to see what else there was and what other clever things were in it.
Yeah, it's really cool to play like a semi-serious but like mostly goofy game. It doesn't take itself too seriously, but it's
that's what made it fun.
But it's not like a throwaway game. Like it's just, I've been having a lot of fun just jumping out of the water on the beach and just eating everyone on the beach because they can't seem to, see something and run away from it faster than you can hobble and flop around on the beach.
Yeah, flop around like oh god.
Like I'm sorry, I'm not most athletic, but if I saw a gigantic shark flop up on shore, I'm pretty sure I could outrun it. Not trying to brag, but I could probably.
Sharks don't usually have a triple jump.
Yeah.
But I like the light RPG elements that it has.
Yeah, the different abilities like electric teeth and stuff.
Yeah, like the different like armor sets that you can unlock. There's like 3 different armor sets, and they're all of them are pretty good. I ended up sticking to the bone because it helps you take out all the bad guys faster because it does more damage.
Yeah.
And gives you more protection too. Yeah, it's just everything about it was fun. It took me about I think less than a week to play through it.
Sweet. Yeah.
But like I was just spending, what was it, last weekend? I was just playing that all day.
Yeah. The funny thing is, like, I thought I got it before you because like, hey, did you get it? And I had it on the counter to buy.
Yeah, I was like, I'm waiting for mine to show up in the mail.
I was buying all my stuff at electronics, and he must have got pushed to the side where like their games that need to go back are. Because like I got home and I was like, oh, must be in with my bread. I told you, and then I went and looked when I got home, and I was like, okay, where the hell is it? And then I found the receipt, and it wasn't on the receipt, and I was like, and Walmart had only gotten 2 copies for each console, and both consoles were gone, and I was like, well, shit.
It done
messed up. And then I looked, like on Amazon, I was like, oh, maybe I'll order one in. And it was like actually cheaper in Canadian than it would have been to order it from Amazon. So I was like, oh, wait, maybe they'll get some more in. And thankfully they did. And yeah, I'm loving it. I'm going to keep going on it too. I'll probably be getting 1,000 on that too.
It's not hard. If I can do it, you can do it, Jason.
Thanks for believing in me.
Yes.
Yeah,
Fist
I
bump, bro.
like that. I like when you eat a bunch of people, the hunters come around because
Yeah.
there's this thing called a notoriety level, where was it notoriety or something where they
Oh, it's
threat level basically. I think
yeah, it's like a threat level.
yeah. So
The more people you eat, the more.
yeah, if you eat like 10 or 12 people, this is how much it takes for them to react, and they finally send out some hunters to take you out, and they'll basically it's like police from Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
And
But the more of them you take out, then the quicker the boss will come out.
yeah, the quicker they're each level, you have a certain boss will show up, like their boss or whatever, and they most of the time they're just as easy to take out as the regular hunters.
As long as you jump out of the air and land on their head, you're good.
Like they just said he's in the area, so I thought it was going to take a few minutes and I'd have to take out the other hunters. I didn't realize I just jumped out of the water and bit him right away.
Yeah,
it's like I went from 0 to 5 in like no time at all. Just in my first battle with the hunters when I was like a low level. I was just having so much fun. If you're quick, you can get it, but if you get too close or you get stuck on the boat, they can beat you up. That's how I finally ended up getting knocked out, because I like just landed on the boat and it was kind of like, I don't know, it didn't really glitch, but I was like wasn't able to really jump again, and then they were just hitting me with their rifles.
there's what do they call the special abilities that you have? That there's like the 3 that you can unlock or you can put on you. I can't remember what they are, but there's one that if you're doing exactly that, like if you're outside the water on a boat, they can't do any damage to you.
Sweet. Just ride on one of the boats and take the rest of them out. Just like a pirate shark. Yeah, I'll be going through probably by the end of this weekend. I'll be on it because my sons came in and saw me playing it and they were right into it too. It's like, whoa, Dad, that shark's pretty scary. I was like, it's because that shark's your old man.
Dad's got teeth.
So yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's something I could play in the. I wasn't sure if they'd want to watch it. I thought they'd be like kind of get scared of it or something because I wasn't exactly sure how it played. But yeah, they came down to see me and saw it and were into it. So I was like, cool. It's living room approved.
Yay!
I didn't know if there was like swearing and stuff in it, but there actually isn't. They like the guy swears, but they censor it because it's like a reality show.
Yeah.
So.
And he's doing it in Cajun. You wouldn't have been able to understand it anyway.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. What else you been playing?
Well, I also should we talk about it now?
No, we got
okay.
Sure.
I also beat my first Backlog Roulette game.
Ooh.
Beat it probably 20 minutes before we started recording or we started talking tonight.
Yeah,
that's like the first Assassin's Creed.
Woo!
Yeah.
So, how do you feel about it?
Meh.
Yeah.
I just remember when it came out, everyone was making such a big deal about it, and then it spawned like this never-ending franchise of games. So I'm like, there has to be something good about that first game to make people go crazy about it. So the fact that they keep on releasing sequel after sequel. So
exactly.
Now that I've actually played it, I'm like, this actually spawned a sequel, let alone a franchise.
Yeah.
Like people went batshit crazy for this. Because if I had actually played this back in the day, I probably would have sold it.
Yeah.
Because there are plenty of games that I bought early on in the lifespan of like the 360 and the PS3 that like I got sick of playing because they were so repetitive, like the Pirates of the Caribbean. I think it was the one that was based on the third movie.
Dead Man's
at World's End.
World's End, okay.
That one is basically just repetitive stuff. The Conan game was like that. I just ended up like getting rid of them because I was like, I don't want to play it anymore because I'm just bored. I probably would have done the same with this. Because it is just repetitive, same thing over and over and over again.
I think I got to be like one of the only people who likes that Conan game.
I mean, I like it. I do like it. It's just back in the day, I was expecting more, but now I play it. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, it's that menu music is just that's like that's probably my favorite part of that game. Just
come on, man! It's Hellboy doing the voice of Conan. Come on, Ron Perlman.
Yeah, it was one of the first games I got for my 360. And
Same here.
When Assassin's Creed came out, that was actually a game that my brother was hyped for. So he ended up grabbing it and hyping it up to me. And then I watched him play it a bit, and I was like, oh man, I'll have to get this and check it out. I just never did. Oh, he's like, oh, I'll show you it. And he comes over and he plays on my account and just gets me a bunch of achievements playing it, showing me. And I'm like, that's a bummer. Made me want to play a little bit less. And then, 2 came out, 2 looked cool. Then Brotherhood, then Revelations, excuse me. And then I was like, man, I'm so behind now.
Yeah. Well,
It's like,
tell me about it. I own all of them.
I was like, one of these days I'll have to check it out. And then I never did. And then 3 was coming out. And 3 coming out, I was like, that game looks so awesome, but I will not buy it unless I can get through these other games.
Mm-hmm.
So I pre-ordered it, and I went through 1 and loved it at first. I think it's kind of like what you're saying. The first area, you're like, wow, this is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, the first like Damascus, the first city you go to I was actually enjoying it a lot. I was like, okay, this is kind of neat.
But if there's not, but then you unlock other parts of the city. It's not as free roam as it, you think it's going to be. And then you go to the second area and you're like, ooh, what are we going to get into here?
Yeah.
Oh,
Same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah.
And then
it's either you have to go and find those high spots so you can like open up a little bit more of the map. You get to rescue some town folk that are being harassed by the local soldiers. You get to eavesdrop on people. You get to beat people up for information, or you can do like stupid little missions for other people from your clan that are too lazy to do their damn job.
Yeah. So and
then you kill somebody at the end of it. you murder somebody. You murderize somebody.
Those are the only redeeming things. It's like, okay, how fast can I get to this guy and kill him so I can move to the next area and hopefully it's different.
That was the thing. I ended up doing the first round of the first 3. There's only 3 cities. I don't know if you want to count the one that you start off at, like the assassin's house or not.
Yeah.
But like the 3 cities that you go to, there's Damascus, Jerusalem, and I cannot remember the name of the second one. It's like 4 letters. It's like Turk or something like that.
Yeah.
I did each of those the first round, and by the time you have to go back around and do it again because you got to unlock more of the city, I just realized this is exactly what I need to get to the boss. These specific things I need to do. Everything else can just fuck off.
Yeah.
So I never did any of the doing the jobs for the other lazy ass assassin guys. I never did any of that stuff. I would just do the stuff I needed to do in order to just get to the boss as fast as possible, kill him, keep on going with the game, because I was like, I'm getting bored. I just want to get through it now because I want to say I at least beat one of these damn roulette games.
Yeah, well, I'm proud of you for doing it. And
yeah.
sorry
I played
this one.
I've been playing it since 7 o'clock. Like I started playing it last Sunday, and I played it a couple hours, a couple of days this week. But I was playing it from 7 o'clock this morning until almost midnight tonight, and beat it.
Well, at least one good thing you could say about it is it's done. It's done.
Yep. It's out of my life.
I think it's pretty much, as far as anyone else I've talked about it, they basically feel the same way, that 2 takes all the good ideas from the first one, gets rid of some of the shitty things, and then just expands in only the best ways. Like, I was like, ugh, okay, well, I'm going to try 2. And if it starts out like the first one did, I'm done. And I'm not even, I'll cancel my pre-order for 3, and I'm not even going to bother. And I started 2, and I got so hooked on it, and I absolutely loved it. So
I was going to say, I got the trial run out of the way. Now I can actually get to the good ones.
Yeah, so I'm with you. Like, someone must have just saw, like, oh, there's potential. This is a cool idea. Let's give it another shot. But they're probably...
I just want to go back now and look at the reviews that it got back in the day to see if they're actually good or not. Because I really don't remember, because I would not have given this a good review back in the day.
No, starts awesome.
It's sold millions and millions of copies, and that blows my freaking mind.
I would say that was basically last gen what Astral Chain was to me this gen. Where it started off and I'm like, this is awesome. I like this. All right, I'm doing this kind of thing again. And then it just got so repetitive that I was like, what's the fastest way I can beat this? And then it's kind of cool at the end. And then so
yeah, that was the thing. Like as bored as I was, and I was just like getting through it as fast as I could. But the last two boss battles, like when you're going after Robert, the traitor from the Templars, that whole rush going through all the soldiers and all that was real fun.
it doesn't play bad; it's just structured badly.
Well, here's my also the big issue. Okay, so you have all of these different weapons and fighting techniques and things that you can do. All I ever relied on was the whole stand there with your sword out, like in the defensive position, and the moment you see the person move at you, you hit the counter button.
Yeah.
And you kill them. And it's like it's an instant kill. And that's the only thing I did. I never did anything else because it worked. It even worked on the final boss when you're taking out the lead assassins, the leader of the assassins, the guy with the magic testicle thing. That's
I can't be charged. It's always self-defense. You see them attack me first.
But it worked on him too, and I was just kind of like, that's just bad programming.
Yeah. I don't. It's been several years, so it was before 3 came out, and there's been a significant amount since then. Yes. So I got through 1, 2, and like 3/4 of Brotherhood in like, I don't know. I want to say like.
I just want to get to 4. I want to get to 4 because 4 is the one with the pirates, and pirates are awesome.
That's the only one I've played even a little bit of since then. But I did all that within like a couple weeks.
Well, maybe starting tomorrow, I'm probably going to play. I'm going to start playing part 2. Just because I want to see what the good versions of these games are. But I was disappointed for the most part. But at least I beat one of these games for the roulette finally.
Well, for the story part, for the earlier ones, from what I understand and what I've experienced, is it's important to play the first one so you kind of get what the hell's going on.
The world, yeah. You get the world building out of the way in the first one.
And then it's important for the first 3, but from what I understand now, you can basically just pick one up and play it, and you don't really need to have played the other ones.
Yeah.
So that's good because when Valhalla comes out, I'm probably just going to buy that and play it. And
that looks cool.
I've only played a bit of 4 when I first got my Xbox One because I think it was one of the games with gold. And I liked it, but I was like, yeah, I gotta keep going with those other ones though. But I'm like, now I'm at the point where I'm like, if it looks cool, just play it. Because I'm with you. I have every single one that's out, even the 2.5D one. I've got the PSP one, the DS one. Like,
I gotta get the DS one. I got that.
Yeah, every game. Oh yeah, I've beaten the PSP one also. But yeah, that's about it because I can play that at work. But yeah, they get better. I'm not. Obviously not that stoked on them, or I would have kept going. I burnt myself out. I think I did it wrong. If I'd played 1 and 2 and then given it a break and played something else, but I was just like 1, 2, Brotherhood, and then Brotherhood had some things I didn't like. I think they like scored you on stuff, and I'm like, oh, I hate being scored on shit. So I was just like, not that into it. I was like, I'll come back to it, and that was several eons ago. But is that so? That's all you've been.
Those are the only 2 games I played since we did the last podcast.
But you beat both of them.
I beat both of them,
and that's what this podcast is all about.
Beating it,
enabling us to do things like buy stuff, treat ourselves, and beat games.
Damn right.
So the Backlog Roulette has helped us yet again, because I guess I might as well jump into it. What I've been playing then, I beat my game. Project. It was so awesome. I wanted it really bad. I got it, and I just never got played it because I'd seen people talk about it briefly in videos. I looked it up just to see because I was like, man, this game looks awesome. And it was like one of my games. Like, I got to get it at Midwest Gaming Classic last year, and just never got around to playing it. So that's why it was. Well, we got 8 was the number we got last time. It was the 8th game. It was the 8th game I thought of to put on my Backlog Roulette. So That's saying something. And yeah, it went from a game I've been meaning to try to one of my favorite NES games.
Yeah.
Like very quickly. I talked about it a bit on the Game Tenants when I beat it, but like it seems like one of those modern games that's made to look retro because of like how cinematic it is. How many different genres it kind of straddles. Like there's like shmup levels with like the car driving, then there's the platforming, but like the cutscenes in between the levels actually made it feel like there was a point to doing something. It wasn't just like two pictures and now go on your mission. And it felt like a modern game. Like the storytelling was just right there. It was really, really cool. A lot better than the cover makes it out to be.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I saw it at Funkoland when it first came out, and I was like, "Do I want that game?" I'm like, no, that cover art sucks. I'm like, yeah, I'll pass, and I never bought it.
Are you?
And then I regretted it because everyone was telling me how awesome it was, and by then I was deep in Super Nintendo. And I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go back. Going backwards? No, I move forwards.
Yeah, it looks like Kurt Russell's midlife crisis simulator.
Yep. Yep. Basically. You can almost hear Faith No More's Midlife Crisis playing every time you look at that cover art.
Yeah, it's so I'm sure if it had a cooler cover, a lot more people would talk about it. But
well, I didn't actually own a copy of it until I think 2 years ago, and I played it for the first time 2 years ago, and I was just like, okay, this is the shit.
Yeah, I think you're one of the people who was like, fun. You got to get that because I was looking at it. I think I already bought it when I was hanging out with you.
Yeah,
and you're like, yeah, you got to get that, even though it looks kind of lame.
The cover art does not do the game itself justice. The game itself is fantastic.
That was the downfall of a lot of games back in the day. That's all you had to go on because you couldn't just pull out your phone and look at YouTube like, okay, it looks cool. Yeah. You got to go like, this looks badass. Look at the one or two crappy pictures they put on the back of the box and
like taken off of a TV. They took a picture of a TV.
Yeah.
Case in point, Phalanx on the Super Nintendo. That is the worst box art of all time.
It's probably
I wouldn't even rent it because of the box art.
Yeah, absolutely, and like no one knew what it was about.
And then I picked it up as an adult, and I was like, okay, this is actually kind of a cool shmup.
Yeah, like you wouldn't even turn it around at that. You're like, well, no, it's between that.
Is it a banjo playing simulator?
Yeah, it's like Banjo Hero. So. So yeah, figured to hell with it. But yeah, I beat a couple other cool games since the last episode. What do we got here? We got Akai Katana, which is a Xbox 360 shmup. It's a horizontal one, and it was actually a lot of fun.
I beat that this year too.
I'm sure, yeah. Yeah, just like a month or two ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. I played all those cave shooters in one night.
Yeah, I grabbed a pile of them too because I went through quite a rampage. I was in the middle of it when we recorded our last episode, I think. I was playing the Raiden games and Space Megaforce and all that kind of stuff, and I just kept I still had a couple in my pile. I still have a couple I didn't play yet, but yeah, I went through that. It was a lot of fun. I checked it out with all the different characters and the different modes, which is usually what I do with the shmup because I hope no one thinks I play these games just for quick beats. I just really love shmups. But everyone knows most shmups you can beat in like an hour, 45 minutes even.
Yeah.
And then
quick fix.
Yeah, but I always like to explore all the modes they've got, all the different characters to see if they play different, all their abilities and stuff like that. And thankfully, this one had different ones that felt different. Sometimes you're just like, what was different about this mode? How's this? They're just trying to make it seem like it's different. Nothing's different about this. But yeah, that one was pretty fun. And then I ended up playing Guardian Heroes. I keep wanting to say Guardian Legend, but I know that's a completely different game.
A great game at that.
Yeah, but I think I told you and Church from the Game Grinder, or pal, that yeah, I'm playing Guardian Legend right now on 360. He's like the NES game, and I was like, no, not like the NES game, like the Saturn game.
Guardian Heroes.
Yeah, Guardian Heroes. I meant, and that was a pretty fun beat 'em up. It reminded me a lot of Phantom Breaker. That I kind of I liken Phantom Breaker to like Power Rangers, where there's like the different lanes you hop into instead of
Yeah,
being
the
like
different distances.
like a free roam beat 'em up style. You have lanes that you jump to fight them. And I should have said if I'd played this before that, I would have been like, oh, Phantom Breaker is totally like Guardian Heroes. So
It's the OG.
it took a lot of getting, not a lot, a little bit of getting used to for how they set it up. I actually like tweak the controls where you jump between the lanes, but it was pretty fun.
Yeah, I had that one back in the day for my Saturn. I loved it.
There's
Treasure. It's treasure.
Absolutely, and it was a pleasure.
And I actually have the sequel for the Game Boy Advance.
Wicked. I thought it was just a port, honestly.
It's a completely new game.
Oh, that's wicked. I'll have to check it out myself then.
Advanced Guardian Heroes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sometimes when I hear that, I just think they ported it to the Advance. So I should look into it. I'll definitely have to do that now because, yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. And it's one of those, like, choose your adventure, just how you answer a question or something during a conversation. You can take totally different paths. So I tried a couple of those. They're pretty fun. I'll probably go back sooner or later and grab another one. I was just kind of going through some stuff I had on my 360 hard drives because I realized I've got a lot of delisted games and stuff like that. So I was like,
still got the Scott Pilgrim versus the World?
Absolutely. It's on two of my 360s.
Yeah, I got it on my PS3.
I have to try to not play that game when I'm like looking at the other ones. I'm like, okay, well, I'll check this out. I'll check that out.
Just supersedes all.
I bought there's so many things where they drop it down to like $1 and you like grab it. And I used to buy a lot more digital games during the 360 era, so I had quite a pile. And also, I did the license trading thing with my friend or two of my friends and my brother. So I have a ton of games on the hard drive. And so I started going through them all and playing stuff like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is delisted, and I was playing a bit of that. I have the TMNT arcade game.
See, I never downloaded those. I'm so mad at myself for not doing that.
So I was glad to do it. I actually got a new achievement. I played the shit out of that when I bought it, but I got a new achievement for something when I was playing it. I was just
coming back and playing it 5 years later.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder if people who have it can still play it online.
Does it say? Was the title of it? You like us? You really like us?
Yeah, it's coming back. They're just all the turtles are old now in it. But yeah, it's one of the best ports. You know, I'd prefer that over the arcade 1-up versions because I've heard that the music has changed because they couldn't get the licensing to the music, and that is one of my favorite parts, especially of the original arcade game.
The arcade 1-up doesn't have the arcade music?
No, I believe some of the songs are in there, but a couple of them are like they couldn't get the rights to.
Huh.
So when I heard that, I was just like, I want it much less now. I'd rather play it on my
your stick,
my plug and play that as like pirated versions, but they still work, or the 360 one. So
I want it just so I can play Aliens, the arcade game.
Yeah, get it. Get Alien versus Predator arcade games on there. So definitely can't recommend that enough. I fully support picking one of those up, and I enable it 100%.
Enabled.
Yeah, I wish I could get you wish I was a big enough YouTuber I could get you a promo code where you put in corpse and save 20% on your order. I can't do that. After Guardian Heroes and TMNT Arcade, for some reason, do you remember that movie Battle Los Angeles?
Yeah, I saw it in the theater opening night.
I think I saw it in theater too. I don't really remember because I don't really want to waste brain power on remembering it.
I remember it. I just remember it sucking.
Yeah. So I was just like, delete. I got more stupid random cartoon character shows from the 80s to remember that might be a trivia at some point than remember that movie. But yeah, they put out a game. And
I don't remember that at all.
The game is forgettable as the movie.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's another delisted game because no one wants to remember that shit. They probably like took all copies of like the film and the DVDs and Blu-rays and burnt them too. But
I don't know, but Netflix keeps trying to get me to watch it.
the first person, what does?
Netflix. Every time I log on, it's like Battle Los Angeles. We recommend this. No,
It's like
no,
I'm not going to do what you say.
no. Don't tell me what to do.
No, I'm going to watch the Indiana Jones movies.
No, I'm going to watch Star Trek: The Next Generation for the 8th time all the way through.
That too. I've been trying to get my kids into Indiana Jones, and they're not biting. But they like a lot of other really cool things that I like, so I can let that one go. Get them into it, and then show them Crystal Skull, and then they'll be like,
But Dad, why?
why didn't he do that? I don't know.
Why is this a thing?
I don't know why they fell over 5 waterfalls.
Why? Why is he swinging with the monkeys?
I've only seen it once. My wife and I went and saw it in the theater, and that's become a thing of when something gets ridiculous, we say 5 waterfalls, and it's a direct reference to Crystal Skull, where they just kept falling over. And she's not someone who talks during the movie, especially in the theater, but she just really went, really?
No, we did that with the nuking of the fridge.
Yeah, that too. But that part is like that's where our like inside joke comes. We're watching something and it's just stupid, and she just goes, 5 waterfalls. So yeah. Anyway, Battle Los Angeles sucks. Battle Los Angeles game sucks. I started up on normal. It took about an hour to beat it. First person shooter. If you've got the sniper rifle, you just wreck everything. Which is good because you can get the game through the game faster. But the thing that sucks is it was an arcade game, so there's not a lot of achievements, but the achievements don't stack. Usually when you play a game, if you beat it on a harder difficulty, it'll give you the achievement for the easier difficulty.
Yeah. Oh, I see where this is
Battle
going.
Los Angeles sucks so hard that the achievements don't even stack. And I was like, you know what? Might as well just... And then
Go through it on easy.
I went through it on easy in like, I think it was 18 minutes. And I was like, well, now the only thing I need is like, there's one for unlocking all unlockables, which you unlock by doing the different difficulties. I was like, how hard's hard going to be, honestly? I've got it memorized already after going through it twice. So I went through it on hard in like 33 minutes. So in like 2 hours, I got all the achievements on this game. And I'm like, I don't know why I did this. Why did I do this?
Yeah, why do you do this to yourself, Jason? Why?
I'm not that much of an achievement whore or anything, but I was just like,
glutton for punishment.
I need this game in my past. I think it was like I didn't want to have almost all the achievements, and just at some point feel like I have to revisit it. So now I never have to play that shitty game again.
Ever.
That's in my past, just like Assassin's Creed 1 is in your past. So
Yes,
we both
very
played
much so. Very much so.
The game we didn't enjoy, but I bet you enjoyed Assassin's Creed more than I endured Battle Los Angeles. Then because of having so much fun playing TMNT Arcade, I thought, hey, you know what would be fun? Playing a Connect Michael Bay Ninja Turtles game. Yeah, that'd be really cool. So I did that. And it's basically Fruit Ninja.
Oh, God.
With ninja weapons.
I got Fruit Ninja for the PSVR.
And it's
it
fun.
Is what it is, right?
It's fun for what it is. My kids, however, if you saw my tweet, you already know this, but my kids will watch me play it and we're like, "Can I play?" Especially my son. My son didn't want anyone to have a turn but him. And basically, you start off, you do a training thing where it's like, "Hey, hit the blocks.
I don't want to.
Duck under the ninja star. Don't hit the ooze."
Oh.
Okay, so the ooze will come up, and that'd be like the bomb would be in like Fruit Ninja. So, and then all of a sudden near the end, there's a bonus zone, and it's pizza time, and it's just a bunch of Pizza Hut boxes. And then you go, so, and then it turns, because it's in the layer, it's the practice layer after all, and then it turns, and you start out as Donatello, and you got the bow. It shows you, and you got the bow. It's super cool. It's the best thing ever in the whole world because Connect rules so hard.
Oh, it does, doesn't it? I mean, come on.
And then it goes to Michelangelo. And you know what? For a Connect game, and I think it was free or like $1 when it came out because it was like promoting the crappy Michael Bay Turtles movies. And it is what it is. But like then the ooze will come out, and because you're Michelangelo, you stop swinging the nunchucks with their nunchucks, so they just go like this. And then the ooze just comes up and goes tink. And like, oh. And you don't lose. I don't even think you can die. But your like score goes down. So I was like, meh. So I was trying to do all that shit, just like do a perfect run through, and then that shit kind of kept happening. Like I'm not
flaccid nunchucks.
Yeah, and then you do size, and you can throw the size. That was probably the funnest one. And then of course you do the swords last. And yeah, I walked away from it and came downstairs and started playing another game, and I could just hear the kids above me in the living room fighting over it because my son didn't want anyone else to have a turn, and he played through it probably like I don't know. I think it takes probably like 15 minutes, but I gave it a couple run throughs trying to do like a perfect run. But like every time I got to the nunchucks thing.
Next up is Connect Star Wars.
Oh yeah, maybe for a dare. For a dare.
Do it now, come on.
Well, for
the fuck.
So for how much like the Kinect isn't good, it actually gets a lot of use at my house with the Just Dance games, and my wife uses she plays the Year Shape like exercise game, and she's like signed on to programs like exercise programs, and she's like, nothing kicks my ass like the Year Shape game. She's like, none of it seems to like do anything. But then she's like, I don't know, play this, and I'm like, I actually feel like I'm getting a workout. And I was like, well, then why do you pay for that other crap? Yeah. Video games are the best.
Just play Just Dance and
and
that stuff. Now just get the Ring Fit Adventures for the Switch, and you're good to go.
Maybe not. Maybe for cheap. But I got that for her when she had her first kid, and there was like a thing for like after baby things. So and at first I did it with her because it was like right after we got the Kinect, so I had I still have a whole bunch of that crap. But yeah, so it's not a regrettable purchase like it was at first, because at least she can use it for that, and the kids and I and her all do these dance parties with Just Dance. I've revealed that a while ago. You've already
Disco Fever.
You've already disapproved of me. But I still have the top score on Ghostbusters. So
as long as you don't have a copy of Battlefield Earth in your collection.
I do not.
Then we're okay. We're on good terms.
Yeah, we're good. And then after that, I played a game with our dear friend Church. Gears of War is the game of the month for the Cartridge Club this month, and I have been on his ass to play some of his Xbox games since he has had Xbox games.
Well, he just got an Xbox 360, right?
Like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay. Because he never had one back in the day, right?
It's definitely over a year. It's at least
okay.
2 years now he's had it. I swear it's about 2 years. And I've been, me, when I get my pickups, I always divvy them out to you and him first. So I know he's got some kick-ass games. I know he has these Gears of War games, but he's like, I played Gears of War 1 already. I'm not going to do that again. I was like, all right, then. We'll just do 2, 3 in Judgment. That's fine. So I finally got him. I pestered him on the podcast. I pestered him on Messenger. Surprised he hasn't blocked me. I already pestered him enough about Yakuza, but he's been playing Yakuza. He's been being good with that. So now I got this Gears thing I can bug him about. And we played through Gears 2 on my days off this week, and it was a hoot, as always.
A hoot nanny.
And we're gonna keep going and do 3, and then you gotta co-op some of these games.
Yeah, co-op something or other, yeah.
Yeah, we've been playing some Predator, but it's been a while since we even did that. So
I haven't even played that lately.
stay tuned for the next episode. Hopefully, we will have co-op something. Are we gonna do a third roulette with co-op games?
Co-op roulette. Jesus. Like, we've jumped the shark. We've nuked the fridge of the roulettes already.
5 waterfalls, guys. Seriously.
Ah.
So yeah, we'll try and get
Jason, what the fuck?
Jeez, Marge. So yeah, that's about all I've been playing. Like I just said, I've been playing Maneater. I intended to start Sakura Wars, but I've been into Maneater since I got it. I basically just watched the beginning of Sakura Wars and realized what time it was the night I went to play it, and I was like, should not be starting a game right now because I will regret it because I'll be up all night playing it. Yep. So I turned it off and I haven't got back to it yet. So that's a bummer. But I really want to. Bummer. And I really shouldn't be starting another RPG when I still have Legend of Dragoon on the go. So
yeah, I have not put any hours into Kingdom Hearts since the last podcast at all. Like Manhunter and Assassin's Creed have been owning my life.
Yeah. Well, you weren't particularly loving Kingdom Hearts, so
no. But like I said, I really want to beat it so I can play the second one, which I'll probably not like either. Just so I can play the Tron segment.
Yeah, the Tron part and drop the whole series.
Yeah, then drop it like it's not hot.
Drop it like it's shit.
Yeah, what the hell?
Go to the bathroom, you shit yourself.
Well, no.
All right, so
inside joke.
Something else big happened. I just can't remember what it is. Oh yeah,
I think it had a 5 in it.
Five fingers say the face. PS5.
Pimp slap 5.
Hell yeah! So
they're making powder my pimp hand.
So what did you think? What did you think of all the whole event?
I think they needed to show more games that actually showed off what it can do.
Yeah, that was my major thought as well.
There was some video that came out less than a month ago that showed off what the new, I think it was the new Unreal Engine, will do with the PS5 and the Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
And that was like mind-blowing, the detail and the lighting effects and everything. And I was expecting to see a lot of that kind of stuff.
Especially
stuff that's going to be like, this is the next generation. This is like 8K gaming type stuff, you know?
Yeah, especially since all they've been doing is talking about the tech stuff up till this.
And we didn't really get a whole lot of that. We got a lot of like indie games and stuff that's all cartoony and not really taking advantage of the hardware like it should.
Yeah, while it was going on, I was messaging with you and Church, and we were all basically back and forth the whole time. And by like the 6th or 7th game, I was like, I haven't really seen much that's really pushing.
Yeah,
like
there weren't a lot of AAA type games, which I thought that they would have pushed. You know that there's going to be Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah,
well, you know they're going to have that.
Well, you know, just like the beginning of any gen, they're going to have a lot of stuff that comes out
for both.
On the PS4, it'll come out on the PS5. Same with Xbox.
You know, I was surprised they didn't say that.
You know, like they did last year. You know, well, they've said for Cyberpunk it gets a free upgrade.
Yeah,
at least the Xbox version does. I'm not sure.
Yeah. But I was expecting to see a lot of like, oh, you can get this on the current stuff, but this is what it's going to look like on the new sexiness.
Yeah, because they usually show like, and then this thing wipes across the screen like,
yeah,
look how much better it is on PS5.
Because I remember they were doing that with like the Wii U and the Switch version of Breath of the Wild.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, check it out. You can see there's like a little bit of there's a detail upgrade and all this kind of stuff and everything. Like, you know, there's no, what do they call it? The tearing and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I didn't experience any of that while playing it on the Wii U, by the way. It was beautiful. Beautiful.
But I expected to see more AAA games, and we only got like, what, 4?
Well, there's a couple, but there were, as far as like new reveals, like they showed Ghostwire Tokyo more in depth.
Which I said to you, I was like, that looks fun.
When they showed a little bit of that, and Stray, they showed a little bit at E3 last year, but they didn't really. They just kind of threw it in there, and I was like, "What the hell is that all about?"
Mm-hmm.
So it was cool to find out more of that, and but like the ones that they did show that were impressive, like.
Well, there was a couple that were like big
I didn't
surprises, at
care.
least to me.
Well, there was Gran Turismo. It looked great, I guess, but
It looks great, but I'm not going to play it.
I don't care.
I like arcadey racing games. I don't like simulation racing games at all.
This is why we are brothers, because that's exactly how I am. Like, it took you recommending Forza Horizon 4 for me to even check it out when I got my 1X, because you're like, it's gorgeous and it's a lot of fun, and it actually is, and it prompted me to go back and get all the other Forza Horizon games.
They're fun arcadey racing games, and that's all I care about. I don't want to sit there and wonder about what muffler I'm going to put on this thing, and it doesn't need the automatic or the manual transmission type of shit. And
I don't want to be doing pit stops because my tires are bald.
Yeah, but there were a lot of real surprises when it comes to the AAA games. Like there was that, like I basically jumped. You couldn't see it, but when they showed it, I stood up and I went, yes!
I don't know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. What was that? That was Horizon 2 Forbidden West.
Yes.
I lost my shit. Part 1 was one of my favorite games of this last generation, if not my favorite game of this current generation.
I think you listed it as your favorite game in the last 10 years, wasn't it?
10 years. It was, I put it as my number 1 game. No, it was number 2. It was number 2.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Shovel Knight was number 1.
Okay, yeah, I remember.
But
I was there, but
I didn't think we were going to get it this soon, though.
Exactly. A couple of the games that they showed, I was expecting to see at least a glimpse of. But even some of the ones that they showed, it wasn't apparent until the end what it was. Like Resident Evil 8.
Village?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea that was a Resident Evil game. It didn't even look like a Resident Evil game.
It's got werewolves in it. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what's up with that?
Yeah. Well, guess what? I want to know.
It was cool to see Chris back to like what Chris usually looks like too. So that was cool to see. I'm really looking forward to that even more now because I want to, I'm not going to get mad that it's not just zombies because it hasn't been just zombies for a while. Like 7 was a phenomenal game and it wasn't all about zombies again. Yeah. So as long as they bring the horror, I don't really care. They can do whatever they want. They can even do one in space.
But we also got the new Ratchet and Clank.
Yes, that game looks really cool. I'm not a huge fan. Like I like the Ratchet and Clank games, but
neither am I.
I probably have all of them, but I don't go out of my way to play them. But I've always enjoyed them when I do play them. So this game looks.
The reboot on the PS4 was a lot of fun,
and I've been about to start that game.
I've actually played something before you. What? Are we in Bizarro World again?
Because I love the movie based on it.
It's basically the same thing, yeah.
It's the game based on the movie that's based on the game.
It's like a Street Fighter fighting game.
Yeah.
It's a game based on a movie based on a game. What? What? It's inside. It's insideness.
Why wasn't that in the 30th anniversary collection?
Van Dammeception.
It's there's Spider-Man.
Miles Morales.
They know I'm all about that Spider-Man. And at first I was all like, that's cool. It's got Miles in it. I was like, I want to know more about it because I was like, Peter had such a good story going. I know the last one set it up for Miles, and Miles definitely deserves his own game. But I was like, I hope they have it so you like switch back and forth between Miles and Peter more than as Spider-Man, kind of like Grand Theft Auto 5 style.
Yeah.
Where they're just doing their own thing and you can switch over to them at will. I said that would be amazing in this game. Because I want to continue Peter's story from the other one, but then I found out like the day after that it's actually like a spin-off game, kind of like Uncharted Lost Legacy. So I was like,
Mhm.
all right, that's cool. I'm totally down with that. So they're still working.
Yeah, Peter's going to get his own sequel eventually. We know that.
Still working on Spider-Man 2. I mean, I'm sure there'll be more Peter Spider-Man games.
Oh yeah.
I was like thinking this is what it was going to be in the second one. I was like back and forth between, because you went to be Miles, but I found those annoying when you were Miles or Mary Jane.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the story goes, it was cool, but the actually playing the parts, I was just like,
Yeah.
nah, I kind of just want to thwip and kick and
Thwip.
So,
but it'll be cool playing as him because he can climb on walls and spin webs and all that. But I mean, his power set is completely different from Peter's, so it's going to bring some really cool gameplay aspects to it. You got the electricity attacks. You got the cloak that he can do.
Well, I knew when I was thinking when Spider-Verse 2 comes out or something that he would definitely have a game.
Yeah, maybe they're going to tie in. I don't know.
And I was like, because that's probably the best Spider-Man movie. It was such a good movie.
It is.
And him having such different powers, I was like, well, I know they've already done it in previous Spider-Man games like Shattered Dimensions and what's the one after that? I can't remember.
Is Edge of Time?
Yeah, Edge of Time. That's the other one where you play as you switch to the different universe Spider-Mans. Like you're the 2099 Spider-Man, you're Spider-Man Noir.
Oh god, Spider-Man Noir. Yeah.
Can't remember the other ones. Yeah. But you can't now I won't play as him unless he's voiced by Nicolas Cage.
We know.
I'm bringing the weird cube thing. So I'm excited to see what more on that, because they basically that was the most teasery of all the things they showed. It was like the first thing they showed.
One thing that surprised me about the presentation for the whole thing was they actually showed a lot of gameplay instead of just like a cinema movie compilation.
Especially like Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and Clank got like a significant amount. Some got only cinematics.
Yeah. But it was kind of cool. You'd see like the developer pop up and be like, yeah, you just saw the little cinematic thing. Now here's actually some gameplay for your ass.
Which is good, because that's what the main complaint is.
That's what I want to see.
You can render cutscenes really well. But besides that, how's the game?
What does the actual game look like? Because it's definitely not going to look like this shit you're showing us.
I know you're probably not even running this on a PS5 right now. It's probably on like a high-end PC.
Yeah.
So, I hate to be the skeptical guy, but I actually want to see the game playing.
I was glad that they did that. It made me happy.
And there's some like good games that were, in with the, we said like nothing looked like it was pushing the graphics too much.
Yeah, there's a lot of indie stuff
quite
like
a while
Stray.
Stray looks pretty cool, but that looked like it could be a PS4 game.
Mm-hmm. Shit, that could be a PS2 game.
There was Astro's Playroom, which better be a VR game.
Yeah, it better be. Resident Evil 8 better be VR.
Yeah, we got what else did we get that was like a we got Sackboy, which is a Little Big Planet game that looked super cartoon. Like the super cartoony stuff doesn't really do anything to show off. It actually looked like a game you could make in dreams, so I wasn't really impressed by it.
Yeah,
really simple. Bug Snacks looked
Goodbye Volcano High.
Yeah, looked interesting, but also that's what I kept thinking is like, I bet you I can make this in dreams.
And you know what? I bet you $10 a lot of them were.
Yeah, probably. They've had it for a couple of years. Besides the few things close to the beginning, I found the first one that really got me was like Returnal and Hitman 3. Hitman 3 was looking really good.
I haven't played any of those new Hitman games.
Like define new, like this gen,
the current gen,
or like Absolution and stuff like that.
No, the current gen stuff.
Okay, well, because
they've been released like episodic, right?
Yeah, the first one was. I think the second one just came out all together, but maybe not. Maybe they did the same thing again. But that's what got me waiting on the first one. I was like, well, I'm not gonna buy it episode by episode. Hell with that. I'm already doing that with Final Fantasy VII. So. I just recently got 1 and 2 of that, but I've liked the Hitman games more and more actually as they go on, because at first they were kind of like bottlenecking you. You can only do like, there's only a couple ways you could do it for like the first few games, even up to Blood Money, I think. But Absolution kind of blew it open where you could take just about any approach as long as your target died. And that's the game I really, really got into. And yeah, that was the last one before these reboot ones. They kind of rebooted this around the same time they rebooted Tomb Raider. I haven't got to them yet, but yeah, this game looks beautiful. I'm a fan of Hitman. As far as like stealth games like that go, that's probably one of my favorites. There's a couple, I like the Dishonored games and stuff like that, but yeah, Hitman's more of a challenge as far as that. And so I do need to get through 1 and 2, but I am actually looking forward to the third one, which is weird. It's weird to say when you're like haven't played in the last couple of games that you're still excited for the new one coming out. Sounds dumb, but
there was that project Athia.
Yeah, the Square game. Yeah, that looked pretty impressive. I liked that. My daughter was right into that too. Actually, she was watching it with me because it's got a girl hero in it, and she thought it looked really cool. Yeah, that's definitely one of the ones that stood out pretty close to the beginning for me too. The way they started it out though was kind of questionable, that they started it off with Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
It was just like,
yeah, okay, so this game has been available since the PlayStation 3.
Yeah, it's a 7
We're now 2 consoles down, and you're still repackaging it. Why are you not showing Grand Theft Auto 6?
7 or 8 years now. That's
yeah. Are we going to get Skyrim for it too?
Yeah, probably. That's exactly what I thought. I was like, I'm not buying that a 5th time.
No, I've bought it. I've only bought it the one for the PS4. I never had it for the PS3. So
I had it for the 360. I got it when it came out. I played a lot of it, but then that was right around the time I was going to redo my record. And so I put it down and said, okay, after my record, I'll come back to this. And I never went back. and yeah, but I, through getting different lots or getting a cheap couple of games from people here and there, I've got it on Xbox 360, Xbox One, PS3, and PS4. It's like I don't need this game more, especially when they're probably not adding much to it that I can.
It looks like it's like all the DLC stuff that they put into the Grand Theft Auto Online.
Yeah, that's
is going to be built into it instead of like having to download a separate DLC.
Yeah, and I haven't messed with that really at all.
No.
So
I don't need any more of that in my life. Just bring on part 6 already, guys. I mean, seriously.
Another thing I was really stoked to see coming back though is Oddworld.
Yes, you remember my reaction. I was like, ah.
Yeah, I was stoked to see that too.
I'm a huge Oddworld fan. I've been a fan since the first game came out. I've been trying to get like a complete Oddworld game collection.
I've been missing out on them since the PS1 because I played the first 2 on PS1, and that's about all I've played. But I loved those games back in the day, so I would definitely go out of my way to grab this one.
And I was glad to see that they kept with the 2D side-scrolling, like cinematic platformer that the original games were.
Yeah.
Not that I didn't like Stranger's Wrath or anything like that, because that turned into like a first-person shooter. But I was just like, if you're dealing with Abe, it needs to be that side-scrolling cinematic platformer type game, and
Abe style.
Yeah, it needs to be that. You can't really don't mess with it.
Pragmata looked really cool too.
Yes.
That was probably one of the first ones I was just like, ooh, like as far as like new IPs goes, I was pretty stoked about that. And Solar Ash also looked pretty cool.
Trying to say Godfall, that was the multiplayer MOBA style game, right?
I think so, yeah. What's the one with the cars? Was that Death
Destruction All Stars?
Destruction All Stars, yeah.
I did not recognize any characters from that, but it's apparently like characters from other games. Like,
I don't know. I was
I think that's what it was supposed to be, but I didn't recognize it. I thought, honestly, you know what I thought it was? I thought it was like
Rocket League.
no, I thought it was like Fortnite kart racing type of thing.
Yeah. At first, I totally thought it was like some kind of evolution of Rocket League, and then I was like, this actually, and then it ends up being like a demolition
derby, yeah.
And I'm like, okay, this would be really cool, but these Fortnite like characters are taking me out of it, and making
that's the first thing that popped into my head. Is like these must be Fortnite characters.
Yeah, it's exactly what I was saying to church when I was watching it. I was like, I'd probably be into this, but these characters would grate on my nerves.
Yeah, like nope, I'm okay.
Yeah,
but then there was that remaster of Demon's Souls.
Yeah, you gonna get that?
Well, I've never played the original one, so it looked rad though. I just want to know if it's a remake or if it's a new, like a reboot.
No, I think it's just a total remaster.
Just a remaster.
So, yeah, a lot of people are really stoked about that one. I probably won't pick it up. I've played the first one, and I don't think I ever played all the way through. But I remember I played more of it when I borrowed it from a friend, and then since I've owned it, I haven't played it again. But I'm not in a rush. I didn't get the Dark Souls remaster either, so shouldn't really be a big surprise there. The
Tribes of Midgard.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
I don't either.
It was probably cool though.
And the Pathless.
What about that NBA game though? That guy was sweaty.
Digital sweat, man. Sweat.
All I got that entire thing while it was going on, it was just like we were talking back and forth pretty regularly, and then all of a sudden that came on, and to break the silence, I just wrote sweaty.
Sweat. I was just kind of like, of course, they got to show one of these sports games. You know, they have to show at least one to get those people all pumped up. You know, that dig on the sports games.
Yeah,
I am not one of them.
I am not either, but
I will say it looked pretty though.
Yeah, I believed that he was sweaty. I wasn't like, it's a pretty chintzy looking sweat there, bro.
Yeah, come on, bro.
Getting that one, but
no, I will not be getting that either.
Pretty sweaty. So,
sweat.
Any other thoughts on the PS5 games?
Did he have sweaty balls?
I'm sure he did.
God, come on, what the hell? What the hell?
So, I think that's about it with the games. But
yeah.
What'd you think of how the thing looked?
Oh, the PlayStation 5?
Yeah.
I'm glad that they are thinking outside the box. It does look weird. I will give it that. But I think they're doing like counter programming to what Microsoft's doing with the Xbox Series X.
I'm not gonna lie, I like simplified look.
I do too, but I also don't want to have like a replica of the monolith from 2001 on my desk.
Good call.
I mean, honestly, I would put down the Series X on the floor and then put a table on top of it to put my PlayStation 5 on.
Yeah. I was hoping that they would build it to actually fit on the Series X and you could just have a multimedia end table. But I guess they can't just work together and be friends.
But it's interesting. I just want to know how big, how tall it's going to be. But at least you can lay it down on its side too.
Yeah, that's where I got a real problem with it. It looks fine standing up, but laying down, it
looks weird.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stand it up because I have, big high shelves on my gaming console shelving unit, and when they stand up straight, they take up less space. Yeah, I'm part of the lay down gang. I lay everything down because I got kids. Probably is probably the main and knocking them over. If I had a cat, I'd probably lay it down.
And I've always had kids around. Like even when I lived at home, I had younger siblings. So my PS2 and that, that's the first console I can think of that stood up, and it's always laid down for me too. So I'm continuing tradition, and I think it looks most ugly when it's laying down. It looks like a sandwich or
well,
sneering clown.
The most interesting thing about it is the fact that right off the bat we're getting two variations.
Yeah, not in the way people were thinking too, because people were like, "Oh yeah, you'll probably get one with like a bigger hard drive.
Yeah.
It might even come with the VR2, but you're either getting a disc tray, which is a little bump, or you're not getting that, and it's symmetrical." But
I want mine to look preggers.
because I want to be able to put games in it,
Yeah, it's Prego.
especially since if it's anything like the Xbox One all digital, they don't really change the price any for taking the disc drive out. So why not just have it in case you need it?
Yeah.
Even for
You
people
never know.
generally
You might want to play some movies on it.
Yeah, exactly. Or you might
Listen to some
get a game.
CDs.
You might just have a friend who goes, "Hey, want to borrow this? Check it out."
The
It's a
one
really
thing
good game.
they didn't talk about though is, excuse me. Excuse me. They didn't talk about the whole backwards compatibility thing.
No, not at all. So I'm hoping they do like another one of those PlayStation Direct, whatever they call it, State of Play.
State of Play.
Yeah, I hope they do one of those soon and kind of flesh it out, because nothing had a release date on it.
No.
They didn't say when it's coming out. Nothing. Everything was like, I think the closest they had for like release dates was like one said January. That's the only thing I can really remember. But everything was like fall, spring, just the year 2021.
Yeah, we just got the two console designs. To show off the controller. There's a camera coming out. There's a media remote, and I think that was it that they showed off for like accessories. But they couldn't even tell you like the specs.
Yeah, no, kind of weirded out that I thought they said something that it was going to basically launch with the VR2. So maybe VR2 is like a later thing now. Maybe they pushed it back. But I could swear when they were talking about it at first, they were saying that VR2 is going to be integrated more into, you're going to want it even if you haven't had the original PSVR. I think they said it would also be backwards compatible with the current PSVR, but you'd be getting a nice upgrade if you got the second one. Probably finger tracking and all that kind of crap. If they want to be,
could I get to use the Move controllers?
I'll never give those up.
My little lightsabers of doom.
Yeah, they're. You know what? For some games, they're amazing. For other games, you're gonna want like some kind of stick. So I'll be glad to see them kind of update that a bit, because some games are a little frustrating, especially like shooters and stuff like that where you got to move around.
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking mostly Doom. Doom was pretty annoying until I used the gun with it. So here's hoping we see something on that before it releases.
Yeah.
Because I know you's a fan of VR.
Oz wants it.
So let's get it soon. And that's about my thoughts on PS5.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm thinking it's going to be pretty cool.
And I'm so stoked. I might break my general rule, and it might be the first console I buy on or at least close to launch. If the lineup proves to be as good as this was showing, because I don't think the latest game that they showed on there said was like 2021. So
yeah.
I hope they weren't just putting those tentative dates on there to be like impressive, and then surprise, it comes out with games, but everything else is pushed back to 2022.
Oh, surprise, guys! Here's Knack 3.
Shit, go throw have it just already waiting just in case something else gets pushed back.
I guess for me, it really just depends on when Horizon 2 is coming out, like compared to launch. Like if it's a launch title, I'll consider it. Mm-hmm. If it's not, I'll probably wait until it is out to pick up one of the consoles. Yeah, also depends on the price, because they're saying it could be as much as $700.
Yeah, well, then give me that VR. VR better be in the mail when I buy it. Then
mail-in rebate.
Yeah. So yeah, that plays a factor too. If it, I might wait till after Christmas. We'll see. I want it. Like I said, it's all about that launch lineup, or if not, I'll wait till there's like 5 games I really want for it.
Yeah.
But I really like Spider-Man, so we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it depends on what's coming out actually, like on launch day for me.
Yeah. So we'll see. I want more updates. So tentatively, though, I've never even considered it. So that's good. That's a good feeling because I remember like 2 things from the Series X announcement, which is not good.
Yeah, I haven't seen
I'm not saying
anything.
I'll get one. I'll probably get one, but I'll probably wait. This will be my lead system again from the looks of it. Already, they're coming out of the gate with so much cool shit. And I know some of those games will be on both. You know, Resident Evil will be on both.
But it'll probably only be in VR on one.
Yeah. Hopefully the VR on this one won't make me freaking sick like 7 did. Where I literally took Gravol so I could play it in VR. Because after about 5 minutes, even messing with the controls, like it made it a little bit better, but couldn't quite do it. So anyway,
I got a question for you.
enough of what we're picking up later. What have you picked up lately?
I got some games.
What?
I got some movies.
That's always nice to hear. Well,
Yeah.
I guess first up with the games.
Well, that's the thing is we're in stage 3 of the whole COVID. What they're calling stage 3 of reopening the stores.
Yeah.
And stuff. So Half Price Books is open again, but they're not buying anything, and they're only allowing a certain amount of people in the store at once, and you have to wear a mask. So I've hit them up twice since they reopened, and I found some stuff, nothing mind-blowing. But when it comes to movies, I have. But also my favorite little retro game store decided this week to reopen.
Excellent.
And made me a little mad because there's a big sign up on the door that says you are absolutely not allowed in this store unless you have a mask on. But I walk in there and the owner's sitting there without one.
He said you have to wear a mask, not I have to wear a mask. That sucks. You don't want what I'm breathing, so wear a mask.
Whatevs.
Yeah.
But basically, there was one thing that had been sitting in his little expensive case that I saw before the shutdown happened that was still there, so I damn well picked it up. And there was also some new stuff that I hadn't seen before that I picked up while I was there. So
Nice.
Got a copy of Comic Zone for the Genesis, complete in the box.
I love that game. I used to have it.
I had it back in the day. I'm surprised I did not repurchase it until now.
I love that game. It's so fun.
Yeah, it's a beat 'em up, but it's like an interactive comic book at the same time.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And I remember liking it a lot. And you'll see like the guy's hand drawing like parts of the panel that you're in as you're playing it.
Did you ever play? I think it was called Unbound Saga. Was it Unbound Saga?
Doesn't sound familiar.
It sounds like, well, it was basically Comic Zone and it was like a digital game for the 360 and I think PS3. And it was a pretty cool game.
I've heard of it.
So if you like it, yeah, I believe that's what it was called, Unbound Saga. Anyway,
I also picked up Kid Chameleon on the Genesis.
yes,
And I had this back in the day as well, and I'm surprised it took me this long to finally track down a copy. But it's a pretty cool platformer where you like put on these different masks and you get different abilities with each one that you put on.
yeah, it's
Or
almost
helmet.
It's almost Monster Boy like.
Yeah, a little bit.
In that way, yeah.
But I was watching Captain Algebra play this not too long ago on stream, and I was like, yeah, I need that game again. And luckily, and this thing is mint. I mean, there's nothing wrong. The manual is mint. The cartridge is mint. It looks like no one ever played this.
Yeah, I've had it for quite a while too. I think it's from my original Genesis collection.
But I also picked up a copy of Blades of Steel on the NES.
Because we were just talking about how much we love sports games.
I like the only sport I can actually play video games of is hockey. Like for some reason, I like video game hockey. Football, baseball, basketball, not so much. But hockey's always been my thing. And I had a copy of this back in the day when I was a kid, and I really enjoyed it. And then Musty Hobbit streamed this before the last Midwest Gaming Classic. And I remember I was like, oh, shit, I got to remember to find a copy of it. And I bought a copy of Ice Hockey instead. The one by Nintendo where you had like the skinny guy, the fat guy, and the medium guy.
Mm-hmm.
because it was cheaper than a copy of this in the box, and I regretted it because I was like, "Oh, this game did not age well." But Blades of Steel still holds up. It's really fun.
There's a couple of games for I rip on sports games a lot, but there's a couple.
But the big one that I was talking about that they still had after all this shutdown bullshit was Time Gal on the Sega CD.
Woo!
I had this back in the day. It's basically Dragon's Lair with a hot anime chick.
Better Dragon's Lair.
Yeah, and she's like jumping around in time, fighting dinosaurs and stuff like that, and lizard men and people riding panthers like the Beastmaster.
Or
But I had it back in the day, and I really enjoyed it. And that's exactly what it is. It's a full motion video cartoon. Get prompts to move in directions or use your weapon, that kind of thing. I had this, and it was a lot of fun back when I was a kid when it first came out.
Sweet. By the way, that game was called Unbound Saga.
Unbound Saga? I never heard of it.
Yeah, it was also like I think it was made by Dark Horse Comics. It made like one issue of a thing. I think it might be on PSP also. So look into it. That might be enabling some future collecting.
Damn you!
You love it.
But I also picked up a bunch of movies.
Cool. Okay,
I'm a huge fan of Shout Factory and Scream Factory. They usually take a bunch of movies that I liked from my childhood and like give them these really cool collector's editions with new features and 4K versions of the movie. Versions of the movie from a 4K scan type of stuff. It looks really fantastic. And I've picked up a bunch of them. I still have some more coming. They haven't arrived yet. But the newest ones I picked up were The Blob, the remake of The Blob from '88, which is I watched it yesterday, and yes,
I watched it probably a year ago. I think
it is so good.
Yeah, I love it.
It's like, well, the same guy that did A Nightmare on Elm Street 3 made this, so it has the same kind of sense of humor and stuff. The same strong female lead type of thing. And it's a lot of fun. It's just a lot of fun. It is graphically violent like you would not believe. How many different ways can people melt? Let's see.
Cool. I love it.
Also picked up Silver Bullet.
Yeah.
Corey Haim, Stephen King werewolf movie. And I was watching this last night while I was in bed.
I have not seen that movie in a long ass time.
Yeah, and you know what the funny thing is? It still holds up.
Like, I don't even remember it. But I remember
Corey Haim crippled in a wheelchair that looks like a motorcycle. And the werewolf, I remember, was like the subject of a lot of controversy because they hired the guy that did the E.T., the makeup for E.T., that created the suit and all that kind of stuff for E.T., to make what they thought was supposed to be this horrifically nasty looking werewolf, and he kind of looks like a big dog.
Man, there was some werewolf movie when I was a real young kid, and I'd know it if I saw it, but it fucking scared the shit out of me when I was little, because I remember just like catching it on TV and just watching it until my parents saw what I was watching and turned it off. Like, I was really little. I thought it was the coolest shit, and I want to find it again. I should just start collecting every werewolf movie I come across till I find.
There's some bad ones out there.
There's some really bad ones.
Yeah, this is not one of them.
Yeah. I've seen quite a few.
Well, the cool thing about, even though the werewolf doesn't look the greatest, that they did something really clever, and they just kind of like show you glimpses of it, so it's not on screen long enough for you to go like, oh no.
You'll get to look at it. It's actually.
Yeah, it's that. Oh, so you get like a shot of it going like ah, and then it's cuts, But it's Gary Busey is awesome in it as the drunk uncle.
You didn't even have to say in it. You could have just said Gary Busey is awesome, and I would have agreed with you.
He's great in it. I also picked up a copy of Misery from them.
You gotta.
Absolutely got this for like $15, brand new. Haven't seen this in a decade, probably 15 years.
I haven't seen it in such a long time.
Yeah. So, but I remember liking it a lot, and so I just realized I got like 2 Stephen King movies, and I didn't even realize it.
It was one of the very best Stephen King movies, So.
Oh yeah. But at the same time, I also picked up a teen comedy from the 80s. I picked up a copy of 16 Candles from Arrow Video. I'm a big fan of John Hughes. I couldn't remember his name for a second. It's late at night, people. Yeah, John Hughes is was a Chicago filmmaker, and like all of his movies are shot in Chicago. So like I'm a huge fan of his stuff up to a point. I want to say like Ferris Bueller is probably the last one I can legit say I really, really, really liked. But 16 Candles is one of my favorite ones because it's just there's stuff in here that would not fly today.
Put any movie, even like what the hell movie were we watching? It was from like 5 years ago, and I was like, they couldn't do this right now.
No, they could not make. They've been talking about remaking this, and I'm just kind of like, there's going to have to be some changes.
Like, actually, it's going to have to be 12 candles because 16 is just too offensive.
No, it's just certain terms people get called in it. There's a little bit of racial stereotyping going on with the Asian character in it.
Oh yeah, there's a lot. Just about any 80s movie.
Yeah.
I mean,
back then, no one really gave two shits, but nowadays it was like, sensitivity is a thing.
Well, especially comedies. Comedies would just make an offhand comment, and it wasn't even part of a joke, and you'd be like, "Why was that even in there?" Yeah,
there was a couple times when I was watching this the other night where somebody would say a specific thing, and I would just cringe. Like, why? But the cool thing is, I did not realize this when I bought it. Is there's two versions of the movie on here? Technically, three. There's the theatrical cut, there's an extended cut, and then there's the version that was on cable because they couldn't get the rights to the music in the movie. Oh. So there's a cable version where all the music is different. Which is strange. And there's seriously, on the back here, this huge paragraph of stuff is all the extras.
Wow.
That's a ton for 16 freaking candles.
Damn.
And it's all on one disc. And I don't know how they fit all that extra stuff and three versions of the movie.
Blu-ray, baby.
But yeah, and it was actually pretty cheap too, so I picked it up, and I've always liked this one. I still laugh at it. And the last one was I finally picked up that Superman Red Sun, son.
Yes, son.
We were talking about this last time, son.
Yeah. I hope you like it.
I haven't watched it yet. It's still sealed, but I'll probably watch it tomorrow.
Cool. It's a cool take on Superman.
Yeah, I have the comic book it's based on.
I'm not a big Superman fan, but I like him in certain stories. Yeah. I just don't like how he's obviously like a super OP hero, and I hate that like nothing's really a threat to him unless it's kryptonite related, and like it just gets really lame after a while. But when something actually is a threat, or they find a way to make a good story where he can actually be in some kind of danger or something, that's when I really like him. So when I like Superman, I really like him. But
yeah,
like that one.
But there's something else I picked up, but I'm gonna save it for something else.
Okay. Do it. What the hell? May I show what I got? What I shot?
What the hell? Show us what you got. What the hell?
We talked about getting Man-Eater. Same day I got that. For some reason, I bought Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition.
Yeah, $200 RPG, bro.
And it's the third time I bought it.
Yeah. Do you have it for the 3DS? Do you have it for the Wii U?
No, regular.
Well, okay then.
I have Xenoblade Chronicles X for the Wii U, but I have
okay. And then there's the Wii.
For the Wii,
yeah. So. Was that your troll face? You trolled yourself?
I'm really banking on this being a good-ass game.
I was watching our buddy Rising Blue Phoenix streaming that on Twitch.
Cool. Well, I'll give him content for a while. I figured I got
2 years.
I've got the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna, the Golden Country or whatever. So I was like, well, I might as well have the three of them in,
on one console.
Yeah. Make them a nice little team.
Now.
And that's all I got from stores, and I didn't get any mail in, but I went to the super sketchy pawn shop behind Domino's where people die, and it's super scary.
Don't do it, Jason. Don't do it.
And if I see anyone,
It's
like,
not worth it.
it's a hotel / pawn shop /
Brothel.
biggest hole in the town, where if you see someone hanging out there, you're like, oh, you automatically think less of them. So anyway, sometimes they got games, so I went and checked out some stuff, and so I got pretty good deal. I got for Game Boy Advance, Garfield: The Search for Pookie.
Oh, I was just gonna say Spock.
That's his bear. Fuck. I
Search
wish.
for Spock.
I got one I've been actually wanting for a while, and that's The Nightmare Before Christmas, the Pumpkin King.
Yeah. Metroidvania.
Oh, yeah, I like the other game I have for it on the Xbox, so I was like, why not check that out? And then this was probably the coolest one. Speaking of Assassin's Creed, I got the Assassin's Creed Odyssey Gold Edition. And this is still going for like 100 US. And this was sealed at the pawn shop. So someone probably stole it and sold it for like $5. But I got the 3 of those for $16 Canadian.
God damn.
And then I go down to Walmart and
You
it's
just flip it.
it's still there. It's still there in the case for like 140
I would just
Canadian,
flip
I think.
it, man. Flip it.
Yeah, I don't know. I like steelbooks. I'm a steelbook slut. You know
Oh,
that.
yeah, I forgot.
Sluts. So yeah, I got that Super Sketch. I ran in there, ran out, got it just as quick as I could so I didn't get stabbed. And, and also because I had to deliver some
And then they'll apologize after they do it, right?
sorry. So then I'm going to do a delivery. I think is it the same night? I think it's the same night. Doing deliveries, and I stopped by my buddy's house. I haven't seen him for a while because he ordered a pizza, and he's got this bag of stuff just waiting for me. There's a pile of stuff in it, a bunch of games, some manuals for some games I got from him a while ago. Like I got the what was it? I cannot remember the game right now. It's a Genesis game.
Oh. Hi,
Shining
Jason, what the
Force-
hell?
Shining Force 2 manual. He gave me and I've got that complete in box now. But then the box of just absolute randomness. There was Medal of Honor for PS1, just a couple random, like Dead Space 2 and some stuff like that. But I got some real highlights I wanted to show off. So he opens this suitcase that he just has had a Sega CD in it for a while, and this is just sitting in there, and he just hands it over.
Durr!
Landstalker. He's like, oh shit, I didn't know this was in here. He's like, because he's been talking about having the Sega CD and going, yeah, I'm probably gonna get rid of it at some point. I'll probably want to play it before I get rid of it. And I've been like, okay. And he goes, yeah. Shows it to me, and I'm like, oh shit. And then he moves it, and Landstalker's just sitting there, and he goes, huh. He goes, throw that in the bag, and yeah, as far as the stuff that was in the bag, this is probably my highlight.
That's an expensive ass game.
Yeah, I've been wanting it for quite a while. When he gave me his other original Xbox games, he held on to that one because he's like, I want to play that one again. He's like, then you can have it. And I'd almost forgotten about it. And he swore, he's like, I gave that to you. And I was like, no,
Nah, brah.
no, you didn't. I remember that. I was like, you gave me everything else, and you kept that one to play. He's like, you sure? Yeah, because the case is right there, because it wasn't in the case. He's like, I swear I did, man. I was like, it was in the case that he gave me like a binder too, but then he gave me all the empty cases separately. So at least he didn't throw out the cases like a lot of people do when they get those big CD binders. And that's the only one he took out, and he put it in the case at the time. I was like, hey, why don't you pop open your Xbox?
Oh, there it is.
It's the only original Xbox game you have. Of course it's in there. And then I'm leaving, and I walk by the shelf, and he goes, hey, do you have this? I've got the game. He's like, well, you want
this?
Want the rest of this? It's kind of in the way. He's like, sorry, Cartman's a bit dusty. And I was like, I think I can deal. So, Truth Collector's Edition.
Get some pledge.
The game wasn't in it because I think my copy of the game I might have gotten from him when he got rid of all his 360 stuff. So I've got the game already, and it has there's a map and I don't think he used the DLC code for the extra characters. So there's that, and yeah, it's Cartman in the map, hand drawn map. Pretty cool. This is right after I just exiled all the giant collector's edition boxes I had kicking around down here. Put them out in the garage on the shelf. I think I showed it to you. I was like,
Yep.
it's like, I hate to exile this stuff, but it's out here till I got room. All the stuff out of it is in here, but I was like, these boxes though, especially like Doom Eternal's massive ass box. And I was actually last year for Christmas, I almost made a Christmas tree out of all the giant collector's edition boxes, and this probably would have been close to the top. I think maybe Arkham City might be a little bit.
Cartman, what the hell?
So yeah, that was an amazing. I've mentioned a couple times about getting tipped in games, but that was probably one of the coolest.
I wouldn't mind.
Yeah. So pizza delivering is pretty lucrative.
Okay.
Yeah, especially when you deliver to your friends. And besides that, I only got a couple pickups as far as movies and shows go, and I grabbed this. I think it was just 2 days ago. Twilight Zone, the complete '80s series.
Yeah, I forgot that they brought that back in the 80s.
Oh, there's skulls on the back, so I was like,
oh my god, is it one of the posters for Final Destination?
I was like, it's got skulls, I'll buy it.
Skulls.
Do you believe in skulls? That's the thing someone legit asked me when I.
What was that movie with Paul Walker? Was that the Skulls?
Maybe.
The Paul Walker evil frat movie? I think it was the Skulls.
Maybe. Yeah, I remember that guy going, "Yeah, man, you believe in skulls?" Like, well, yeah, we all have a skull. And I was just trying to.
Unless that's that gift that you sent me.
He's trying to be, yeah. So he was trying to be funny. It didn't work out. And then the only other movie I have is not with me, but it's fitting. I bought the new Invisible Man. So this is it.
Oh, cleverness!
I actually lent it to my mom. Because I lent it to one of our one of my coworkers, and she told my mom that was really cool. So my mom's like, "Can I borrow it?" And I was like, super out of the blue. Something I'd usually think she'd want to watch. So I gave her back her A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. And
which is a pretty good movie.
It is pretty good. Totally different than I was expecting.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be dark.
It was a lot different than I was expecting.
Yeah, I was expecting it to be all about Fred, and it's not at all.
It's more about the other guy.
Yeah, the reporter.
Yeah, it was really good movie.
I was surprised.
I mean, I knew it was going to be good, but it was a different good. If that makes sense.
Yeah, Tom Hanks was a supporting character.
He was the most supportive character.
Yeah, yes, he was. Yes.
So
he was an enabler of good emotions.
Yeah, it was pretty great. So yeah, with the Twilight Zone, that's going to be my next series. I'd probably start that and probably Tales from the Dark Side after we're done Tales from the Crypt, because we're almost done.
You got to look up monsters.
Yeah, I don't want to talk too much about the new Invisible Man, but I'll say it was a good movie. It changes it up from the other, Invisible Man movies, and it really made me want to watch Hollow Man again.
Oh God.
I've seen Hollow Man since it came out. I remember it being good, but it probably doesn't hold up.
I remember being very indifferent on it.
So yeah,
I remember going like, the effects are awesome, but why does he immediately go crazy the moment he becomes invisible?
Yeah,
because he's Kevin Bacon. That's why.
Yeah, I don't know. So that's why I was like, I need to rewatch that because I don't. It's like I think I remember liking it, so I want to watch. It made me want to watch the old ones, but this changes it up a lot, in mostly for the better ways, I think.
I still need to see it.
Yeah, I don't. We'll talk more on it when you've seen it, but it's.
I got the whole Predator thing going on.
I think I can recommend it. It's, it's got some parts where like, it's kind of dumb.
With that facial expression at the same time.
Yeah, maybe I would have saw why it wasn't so dumb if I had opened my eyes. Yeah, it's good.
That he's really invisible.
It's got some good suspense, and it's got some other things, like
It's about John Cena, right?
like most horror movies, where you're like, why would you just,
Run.
those annoying parts where you're just like, why wouldn't you just go do this? Okay, because then the movie would be over.
Yes.
That kind of stuff. But yeah, all in all, I thought it was a pretty good movie, and I'm glad I bought it rather than just, because you can rent it on all the streaming services now, but like streaming, it's like half the price of buying the movie. I'm like, I'd rather just buy the movie.
Yeah, when I bought Red Sun,
twice I've got it.
Yeah, when I bought Red Sun and the other thing I want to talk about later, I was like, if they have a copy of Invisible Man on 4K, I'll pick it up. And
they did not.
They did not.
Did you look in the invisible section? You had to feel around for it because it wasn't there when I went. And I'm like, why is that peg pushed back all the way? Oh, there's the copies of Invisible Man. It's a really good marketing tool. But
so they can really market some action figures from that movie really well too, and just sell you an empty case, an empty box.
And then Lay's will sponsor it, and you'll get a bag of invisible chips, all air.
Those bags are all air to begin with. Anyway, yes. I still need to check it out. I'm a big fan of the director, the guy who made it. Last movie he made was Upgrade.
Yeah, the effects and everything were pretty good in it, so it's got that going for it.
I'm glad that they went with a new direction, because the whole dark universe thing that Universal was trying to do, that was the next movie I think they were doing after The Mummy, and they cast Johnny Depp as the Invisible Man.
Oh yeah, I'd heard that.
And then the Tom Cruise one, the Tom Cruise Mummy bombed, and they had to rethink everything. So they're like, hey, instead of sinking almost $200 million into a really effects-heavy Invisible Man movie, let's just give the guy that worked on those Saw movies about $7 or $8 million to make a movie and see what happens.
Yeah, he did much better.
Yeah,
the Mummy movie sucked because of Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Like they might as well not even hired a director, because Tom Cruise directs himself basically, and he had he had signed something for like having most creative control or whatever creative control he wanted.
That's not going to happen anymore after that bombed.
The last stake in that.
Yeah.
So that's a bummer. That could have been cool.
Well, they ruined the best part of the movie in the trailers with having that whole zero-G plane crash thing happening in the trailer.
Yeah.
So, but anyway,
fuck that.
So, since we're on the topic of the movies, I usually have a 4K highlight.
I want to hear it.
You talked about it the last episode.
I don't have long-term memory.
So when I picked up my copy of Superman Red Sun, I found they didn't have it the last time I went. They were out of them, but they had restocked since then. But I found a 4K copy of Birds of Prey.
Nice.
And the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn.
Had you seen it previous to?
Yes, I saw it in opening week, not opening weekend, on the IMAX.
Cool.
And I was thoroughly impressed. I thought this was a gigantic step up from Suicide Squad, which I didn't completely hate. I mean, I kind of like it, but there's a lot of stuff in there that I will admit is dumb and stupid.
It's one of those movies where I have to do what I talked about, where I compartmentalize parts, and I can be like, I like that part.
Yeah. There's cool stuff in it. There's a lot of bad stuff in it too.
I don't like to go into a movie and then just hate it. I want to like something about it, because if I'm going to go see it, it means I'm hoping it's good. So I try to look for the good in movies. So I if the movie sucks, I'll just say it sucks. But I'll be like, it sucks, but this was cool. But that was cool.
But this was cool.
Really cool.
Harley Quinn in Suicide Squad. I liked her, but all the characters in that movie were kind of unlikable in a way. But she managed to make her like extremely likable and sympathetic, and like you want to see more of her. She's really charming. She's perfect casting for Harley Quinn. All the other characters I think were fantastic and funny. But I think what makes the movie the most for me is Ewan McGregor as Black Mask.
Yeah.
because he looks like he is just having a ball playing the bad guy for a change, because he rarely ever plays a villain.
Yeah, he's big time chewing the scenery on
Yeah,
that.
he's just like, he's freaking Ricardo Montalban in Star Trek 2, just tearing up the joint. He's just, that freaking curtain.
Yeah, yeah, he's probably my favorite part of it too.
Oh, he is so good.
Yeah, I was.
But
really
the movie's fun. It's fast. It's funny. I love it.
I was pretty indifferent to it coming out, but we were doing a movie night already. We'd watched Sonic that night, and we when it cost a lot of bridge crossings, but I brought the kids back. They stayed the night at my parents that night, and we went back for a date. And we watched that, and I was just kind of like indifferent, like I didn't really care. But I was like, I'm gonna go see them. I always go see these kind of movies, and I was glad I did, because I think the last superhero movie I skipped in theater ended up being one of the best ones.
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
See, I do have long-term memory.
Ant-Man. You know, I was gonna skip Guardians of the Galaxy because I was like, I don't really care about the Guardians of the Galaxy in the comics. So, but then I went saw it anyway because I think we just really wanted to go on a movie date, and I went and I was just like, see, like the trailers look good for it, so I was like, you know what, yeah, maybe we'll go see it. Even though, you know, in the comics I don't care about them. So yeah. So I learned my lesson. I've missed a couple in theaters due to just not being able to, but yeah, definitely that one.
Yeah, it really exceeded my expectations because I had low expectations for it.
I have pretty low about any DC movies. The live action DC movies as of late anyway. Wonder Woman was like a big exception. I love the Wonder Woman movie. I like parts of the Justice League. Just their PS2 villain kind of sucked.
Well, that might change in the extended Snyder's cut that's coming out.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure out how to find that to watch it. It's only on HBO Max.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to get it, but I'm going to figure out a way to watch it.
It'll happen.
Yeah.
It'll happen.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
But yeah.
I want to like superhero movies, so when they suck, I'm sad. Right on. So there's a... do you got something else for us?
Oh, yeah. So I think it's my turn for the PSVR highlight. Yeah. So I haven't really played any of the newer PSVR. I mean, I'm still buying PSVR games all the time.
Me too.
But I rarely have time to play them, which is sad. But I need to change that. So I wanted to pick one of the first PSVR games I ever bought, and that's Farpoint.
Yeah.
Can't even see the title. It's so bright. There you go, Farpoint. There you go.
So far, I'm just going to point to where I think it should be.
It's funny. It's clever.
It is neither of those. It was a statement. It was
Jason, what the hell?
We laugh.
But yeah, it's a first-person shooter, and it's the first-person shooter I played on the PSVR. But the cool thing is, the day that I bought this, I also bought the PlayStation Aim controller.
Sweet.
And you can play this with the standard controller, but it's a first-person shooter. I mean, it's awesome being able to
anything that uses the aim controller greatly enhances, I find.
Yes.
I got mine because it came in a bundle. I think it's the game that came with when they first launched the aim controller bundle. Was that?
Yeah, they had the bundle with the GameStop I went to, but I had already ordered Farpoint online, so I just bought the controller separate.
Okay, I got the Firewall bundle.
Or maybe it was Firewall.
I ordered Farpoint right away. That and that's another one. I think I ordered another one that used it too because I looked up immediately like, hey, look, Walmart had the aim controller cheap. What aim controller games are there? Fortunately, one of them I'd already beaten.
Doom.
Yeah. No, that's the first game I played with it.
Oh.
But Arizona Sunshine was game. I was like, oh, I wish I had it when I played that, but it was playable without it. But Yeah, I definitely want to check it out again. We'll have to do before my PlayStation Plus runs out. We'll have to try some co-op on that. Maybe that'll be our co-op game.
There you go. But yeah, first-person shooter. It's you're an astronaut and you're like coming back to your space station after doing like a space mission, and like a black hole opens up and sucks the space station and your ship into it.
Oh, come on, man.
And you end up on a planet and you're trying to find your friends and don't realize that there's been this time dilation thing that's happened. But yeah, you're shooting all the crazy creatures that are coming after you and stuff like that. And it's actually a lot of fun. I streamed a little bit of it on Twitch, like the last half of the game.
Sweet.
And I really enjoyed it. The storyline I liked a lot. I liked the characters. I was like hoping we would get a sequel because it does end kind of like on a sad note.
Aw.
Oh yeah, a little bit.
It hits close to home.
Yeah. I'm dead.
Enough fire part jokes.
I'm dead.
I'll just mute my mic.
Jason, what the hell?
You can fix this.
But I highly recommend it. It's actually pretty fun. The only issue kind of is the movement. I mean, you can move straight, smooth as hell, but when you want to turn, it's kind of like in these little increments.
Oh, yeah, where it's like 45 degrees.
Yeah. No, well, yeah, even less than that.
Okay.
But I mean, it's just kind of jerky. But the thing is, you can strafe and you can move back and forth smooth as hell. So I just ended up doing that instead.
Okay, that's cool then, because the aim controller seems to mostly be a benefit. Like it made Doom VFR playable, because like I wanted to enjoy it with the move controllers, but it was like 180 turning.
I wouldn't do that.
It was so garbage. I was like about to play with the just the regular DualShock, and then I looked at the back and it had the aim controller thing. And I was like, I am saved.
You went,
yeah, I got it. Holy. So it was it's definitely like, I don't know why I haven't played Farpoint yet, because it was like at the top of my PS4 list right when I got it. So I'll have to try it.
Sweet.
Yeah, especially with how much I love the shooting games on the VR that I've played.
Yeah. I need to try to get back into Arizona Sunshine because I got stuck.
You know what we gotta get into right now? I need to spin, bud.
We need to gamble.
Spin that wheel.
Oh God! Did you just quote friggin' Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2? Yo,
No,
DJ,
spin
that wheel.
It's the first one. It's the first.
Oh, is it the first one?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I had that soundtrack when I was a kid.
We did. We definitely did because my brother played it on a fucking loop.
It's like, Chris, you're like, what? Spin that wheel. And then you just
my friend Charlie would even like say that every once in a while. We'd be like in the middle of like playing a video game and he'd just go, spin that wheel.
Guess what? That's going to be now the song that we play.
Ah,
shit. No, I can't. I can't.
What the hell?
I don't know. Unless they're dead and I don't have to license the game to use it.
What the hell?
We can just acapella it. Anyway, get your ready because I'm about to spin it.
Okay, so should we explain what the wheel is?
I just assume everybody knows already. But if this is your first episode of the Super Enabler Bros, the Backlog Roulette is literally a roulette wheel. And we make lists from 0 to 36 with 0, 00, and 1 to 36. And of games in our backlog that we really want to play, for some reason, not enough to actually play them yet, but enough to put them on a list to be potentially played sooner than never.
Yes.
So each week we grab a game, we play it, hopefully try to beat it by the next episode. For this one, we've basically made a list of games that we can beat in under about 10 hours playtime. So it's worked out pretty good.
Last month
I've been able to beat them.
The last episode I got Assassin's Creed.
And last episode I got Vice Project Doom and loved it. So let's hopefully get a game this time that we both love Because you know what time it is? Spin that wheel! Spin that wheel! All right, here we go. Man, that mushroom really spins. I got 36.
Ooh.
Now I'll check my. Is it a good ooh?
It's a game I've already started playing.
Oh, you cheater!
Well, no, I wanted to try it out to see what it was like, and I didn't actually get that far into it.
Yeah.
But when I first got my 360 back, the new 360 that I have, it was one of the first games I popped in just so I could finally see what it was like, and it's Syndicate for the 360. So I think I played it for like an hour, and that was about it.
Me too.
Yeah. But I remember it's a first-person cyberpunk RPG shooter.
Yeah, it was really different. I remember, and then I don't know why I didn't keep going. I didn't make it a habit of. Pretty sure I got it before I had kids, so I don't know why. I don't usually make it a habit to play a game for an hour and stop playing it. I remember
I liked it.
So why don't we play it? Why do we do this?
Now I can actually finish it.
Sweet. Want to know what I got?
What you get? What you get?
Astro Boy, PS2.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. I actually own that one too.
Yeah, it looks really cool. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna get it.
You should get Astro Boy for the Game Boy Advance.
You know, it's more. So
Yeah.
that's why I didn't get that one. I got that one and the movie one. So if there's time, maybe I'll play both of them. But I meant to play the like regular Astro Boy game. But maybe I'll play the movie one after that.
Sweet.
Yeah. The advanced one was just kind of more than I was willing to pay when I looked it up. But I've been keeping an eye out for it. I do like Astro Boy. I say when I was a kid, that's probably the closest to an anime I watched when I was really, really young.
Mine was Voltron.
Until I was probably like 12. But I remember being really young, like back in like the Ghostbusters Ninja Turtles days. And well, those days are still, so that's not a very good gauge of what time. I still have Ninja Turtles right here, and
What the hell?
and I got a shit ton of Ghostbusters coming in the mail. So yeah. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to that game. Have you ever played?
I'm looking forward to playing mine too.
Cool. Have you ever played the Astro Boy game? PS2?
The one for the PS2?
Yeah.
I have it. I have not played it.
Cool. I'll let you know if it's worth it,
Please do.
or if you should throw it out to make shelf space.
Throw it at my neighbor who talks too goddamn loud on her porch.
Get off your porch.
She's like, I got a broken leg. I'm going to sit out here all day long and you're going to hear about all my problems.
And I'm going to talk on my phone like this so everyone
Exactly.
can hear what
Girl, you don't know what's going on here, girl. There's rioting out in the streets, girl. The Walgreens closed, girl. I can't even go to the Target, girl.
Oh, girl, you don't know what's like, girl.
She's Irish.
What were you picturing? You had someone totally different.
No, she talks like that.
That's good. So it's yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I bought it with the intention of playing it. Like
I buy all my games with the intention of playing it. That's what the point of this roulette wheel is.
I love it. I get so excited every time when the choice is made for me. I never have a problem picking a game to play, but I get so excited when a game comes up because, you know, it's all winners. It's all something we want to play. So,
of course.
That's, you know, this is the short list of 38 games.
But don't forget, it's constantly getting refilled. So
Yeah, I haven't been getting that much older stuff lately, though. It seems to be.
I'm just stoked that I get to play my 360 some more.
Me too.
And now that I can actually play a 360 without it feeling like I have a radiation source in my living room.
Maybe you'll get superpowers.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that just about does it. I really hope some people partake in the roulette this time and let us know their experience. I want to know what games you got, if you have made a list and played along.
Yeah.
But as far as that goes, I should let everyone know how they can get a hold of us. You can get a hold of me obviously on this channel, whether you're watching this right now, or you can get a hold of me on Twitter, Corpseful of Gaming, or on Facebook as, guess what? Corpseful of Gaming. And if you want to get a hold of Chris, how can they get a hold of you, Chris?
Do it.
How can they get a hold of
You can find me. Just do a search for the Old Ass Retro Gamer on YouTube. I'm the only one there. With that name, I'm not the only person on YouTube. That's ridiculous.
you? Just made it all about him.
Yeah. On Facebook and Instagram, I'm the Old Ass Retro Gamer. On Twitter, I'm OA Retro Gamer because
He likes Green Lantern.
too long.
Just the movie, though, not really the comics.
Hey! I will punch you through this internet.
Just made for a ring.
God damn.
I've
Ain't no
been-
Ryan Reynolds in my Green Lantern, man.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So people remember Retro Gamer, though. All right, we love you. Bye.
Right, Jason, what the hell?
Hasta la vista, baby. In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.